Welcome to Monthly Talk, discussing finance, conspiracy theories, tips and tricks to earn income online, business, and investment.
Markets, war, and politics. Who really controls the global economy? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Monthly Talk. Today, I want to invite you to think a little deeper about something that might seem normal but is actually very interesting. Why do stock and crypto prices go up and down just because of political conflicts? You've probably seen it in the news. When two countries attack each other, Bitcoin's price drops sharply, oil prices go up, global stock markets fall. But 2 or 3 days later, when there's news of peace talks or a ceasefire, prices suddenly recover like nothing happened. For example, when Iran attacked Israel in April 2024, Bitcoin dropped fast. Stock markets in Asia, Europe, and the US went red. But once news came out that Israel wouldn't retaliate directly and big countries pushed for a de-escalation, the markets turned green again. So here's the question. Is this all just a normal market reaction? Or is it actually a kind of big play done by world leaders to influence money flows worldwide? Today, we'll explore this slowly and most importantly, based on real facts. We'll see how military conflicts, real or just threats, can move trillions of dollars in hours, and more importantly, who really benefits from all this. Before we get into case studies, it's important to understand one basic thing. Financial markets are extremely sensitive to uncertainty. Markets are like living beings with emotions. When there's fear, like threats of war, the reaction is fast. Investors rush to sell risky assets. Stock prices fall. When there's relief, like news of peace, investors start buying again. Prices recover. What makes this more interesting? The reaction isn't just about logic. It's about mass psychology. Because in the global market, perception can be stronger than reality. A clear example happened on April 13, 2024. Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles at Israel. The markets panicked immediately. Oil prices rose. Bitcoin dropped from 71,000 to 66,000 in a day. Global stocks fell. But 2 days later, when Israel said it wouldn't respond with direct attacks and international diplomacy pushed for calm, the markets recovered. Bitcoin rose back. The Dow Jones turned green. Energy stocks slowed down. Imagine, within a week, trillions of dollars changed hands, not because of fundamental changes, but because of one attack and one peace statement. On February 24, 2022, Russia officially invaded Ukraine. The global markets went into chaos that very day. European indexes like the DAX and CAC 40 dropped sharply. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq also turned red. Even Asian markets were shaken. But at the same time, oil and natural gas prices jumped. Since Russia is a major energy supplier, fears about supply shortages pushed prices up. What's more interesting is the role of crypto. Bitcoin fell at first, but a few days later, crypto prices went up. Why? Because Ukraine began receiving crypto donations worldwide. Data from Chainalysis recorded over $100 million sent through Bitcoin and Ethereum. Investors started seeing crypto as an alternative financial channel that doesn't rely on banks, that can be sanctioned or disrupted by war. And when sanctions were placed on Russia, investors also turned to gold and crypto as value protection. So one geopolitical event affected energy markets, stock markets, and crypto all at once. In October 2023, Hamas launched a major attack on Israel. This triggered Israel's declaration of war. The world panicked, and so did the markets. Oil prices jumped over 5% in just 3 days. Gold prices rose significantly. Tech stocks and global markets fell. But a few days later, when the US and Arab countries pushed for dialogue and a ceasefire, the markets stabilized. Oil prices eased. Stock indexes slowly recovered. Bitcoin even rebounded.
Bloomberg reported a huge surge in gold ETFs and U.S. Treasury bonds during the first week of the conflict, showing that global investors rushed to safe assets when tensions peaked. Then, as tensions eased, money flowed back into stocks and riskier assets. This shows a clear pattern. War creates opportunity, and those who understand the geopolitical rhythm can profit greatly from the panic, calm, panic cycle. In August 2022, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. China responded with large-scale military drills around Taiwan. Why does this matter? Because Taiwan is home to TSMC, the world's largest chip manufacturer. The whole world depends on Taiwan's chips, from iPhones, Teslas, to satellites. The impact? TSMC's stock fell. Stocks in Hong Kong and Shanghai dropped too. Global tech stocks were affected because if Taiwan is disrupted, the global tech industry suffers. But 2 weeks later, when tensions eased, markets stabilized again. Big investors returned. And once again, no actual war is needed. Just the threat is enough to shake the markets. What we need to understand now is it's not just weapons that move markets. It's also words. For example, Donald Trump, during his presidency, just one tweet about tariffs on China could make U.S. stocks rise or fall more than 1% in a day. Another example, when Vladimir Putin hinted at escalation, oil prices jumped immediately. Or when Joe Biden spoke about de-escalation, tech stocks recovered. This means a single political speech can impact markets more than big corporate earnings reports. Today's global markets aren't neutral places anymore. They are stages for political drama. And world leaders know exactly when and how to touch markets with their narratives. So what does all this mean for us, small investors or everyday viewers? First, we must become geopolitically aware. You don't need to be a political expert, but start following world news. Understand that your crypto might drop, not because a project failed, but because missiles flew on the other side of the world. Second, don't panic when conflicts happen. History shows that markets usually recover. Sometimes those are the best moments to buy, not sell. Third, diversify your assets. Hold stocks, crypto, gold, and cash reserves to help you survive in this ever-changing political market. Fourth, realize that markets are political arenas. Every statement from world leaders can be a trigger for asset movements. So learn to watch not just charts, but who is talking and why. So in conclusion, today's markets no longer belong just to financial analysts. They have become political tools. World leaders know that one speech, one threat, or one ceasefire can move trillions of dollars. The question isn't, is this manipulation? But who is playing the role and who gains the most? If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Write in the comments, do you think the world markets are subtly controlled through conflict and politics? See you in the next video. Stay calm, stay critical, and as always, stay profitable. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to Montree Talk and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Got any thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.